What's up everyone? Joseph here. So last night I went to the Kendrick Lamar concert at Climate Pledge Arena, and just look at some of this footage just from a production value and just an overall entertainment event. It was absolutely wild to see. No audio so I don't get any copyright strikes, but I definitely would go to this concert again. It was everything I hoped it was. So this is something I'm calling 5-Minute Friday. And in this video, I have 5 minutes to talk about something that I'm passionate about. And today it's gonna be my productivity method. And it's gonna be from A to Z. What apps I use, the reason I use them, and how I get to my method. So here we go, 5 minutes on the clock. So we all have methods of productivity that keep us on task, keep us going day in and day out, and help us progress forward in our life. Some people are strictly pen and paper type people, and some people, like me, go directly to their technology. And for me, it's my phone, my iPad, my watch, and my MacBook. And those are the things that help me on an everyday basis get everything I need done and basically move me from the beginning of the day to the end of my day without forgetting the things I have to do and keep me progressing upwards into whatever the next task may be. My hope is in this video that you don't do exactly what I do, but you take pieces of what I do, and hopefully it can help you in your everyday life just be the most productive person as you can possibly be and really upgrade your productivity. So before we start, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the algorithm, it helps out me, and you guys can follow along on this journey I'm going on and stay connected with my videos. So this is what I call my daily productivity method. So my daily productivity method, you might ask what it is. If I receive a message, an email, a phone call, or even for that matter, a FaceTime, and it has information that is important to my day, it lives in a specific app, and it lives in that specific app right away. So for example, these are the apps and these are what I use them for, and I'll get into them later. So if it's an email or a message, it gets flagged right away. If I don't need to do something with it right away, I flag it and come back to it later. And if it needs immediate attention, it goes into one of these specific apps. Any important dates go straight into my calendar. Any reminders or tasks live in the Reminders app. You might have seen from my past videos, I'm back and forth with Reminders and Things 3, but I'm back on Reminders for numerous reasons that I'll get into a little bit later in this video and then down the line in a future video. And then ideas, thoughts, recommendations, and just anything overall that has to do with video and concepts lives in Notion. And then finally, important financial things usually coming in an email or a text message lives in my new favorite app, which is Copilot. First up is the Mails and Messages app. This one's self-explanatory. Everyone has their email, everyone has their messages, but it's the way I use it. It's the way that if an email comes in and it needs to go into a specific app or it has specific information, I do it right away. And if I'm not in a place to do it right away, I flag it knowing I need to come back to it later. I don't just have it sit in my inbox. So that's the first thing. And then messages, we all on our text messages, we all message, respond right away, and that's more conversation based, but every once in a while there's an important date or there's an important address or something in there that I need to do, and right away I move it into wherever it needs to live. Next up is calendars, and the way I have calendars is I use just the Apple stock calendars, and I have my personal calendar synced up with my work calendar. And within my work calendar, I have everything that I have at work so I don't double book and I don't have stuff overlapping. But I also have my personal calendar. And from my personal calendar, I have a drop down of specific things, from workouts to YouTube to social media. So I really like to keep my calendar as personalized as possible. So when I look at it, I don't just see a list of things, but I see a color and I know right away what category that might live in. So next up is Reminders. I switched back to Reminders. I used to be Things 3, and the reasons I was that I'll have linked up above, but I'm back to Reminders simply for one reason, and it's the fact that I can do location-based reminders. So I can set in a location so when I get home or when I get out of the car, it reminds me of that thing, which is very beneficial for me because it doesn't have me going to look at it, it has me reminding me that I have to do it. But Reminders is set up a lot like how I had Things 3 set up, and I just have it set up based on what my specific categories are. And for me, it's personal, business, finance, and research. Most things live in the personal category because it's just day in and day out things that I have to get done. And then they're all set with tags. So the way tags works is sort of like in Things 3 how subcategories work. And while there's subcategories in here, you can do it by hashtags. So if I have a hashtag that says grocery store, it'll link what I have to get at Target, Trader Joe's, and say QFC. If I have it linked in subscriptions, it'll have my DaVinci Resolve subscription, my Adobe subscription, my Artlist subscription, things like that in subscription. So it's all hashtag based. So that's really the reason why I'm on reminders again, but who knows what I'll be on in the future. Next up is Notion. And Notion is one of my newest apps that I've really fell in love with and something I'm in a lot. I did a full review on that, which is gonna be linked up above too. But Notion is fully project management. And I have every video I've ever done in there. I have every storyboard, I have every script, I have every shot list. I literally have it as simple as, before I label it, I just throw an idea in there that could become a video title. And in a week's time, it'll grow into a full blown out video. And then eventually to this point where I'm shooting it and I'm editing it and all that stuff. But that all lives in Notion. And a lot of times I have Notion on my phone, and a lot of times having it on my phone is so beneficial because I'll be walking somewhere and I'll just have an idea and I'll just plop it in there. Or I'll have an idea for a video that I'm gonna shoot later and I'll put it in there. Or I'll be on a run, and when I finish my run, I'll have idea after idea after idea, because that's when I get most of my video ideas, is when I'm out on a run. And I'll just throw it in there. So Notion's become real helpful for a way of categorizing stuff, which I wasn't able to do before I jumped into Notion. And there's many project management apps out there, but the reason I like this one is because one, it's free, and two, it is so customizable. And I talk a lot about it in my video that I hope you watched that I linked up at top earlier. But Notion, project management, an app I'm in all the time. And last is this new app I just got called Copilot. And I'm someone who, with my finances, I used to be strictly like Excel sheets and notes and doing it that way. But I wanted a way where we're in a day and age in technology where it's possible, where every time I swipe my card or tap my card, the purchase or whatever it was, or subscription or whenever my card was used, went into an app. And this app basically categorizes it to the way I want, the way I've customized it, and it all lives within specific categories. And I have all those categories budgeted out to each month, so I know how much I'm spending each month. I know how much I'm under, how much I'm over, how much I'm saving. It links all to my crypto and my Fidelity stocks and stuff, and all of it's linked together, so I have an ultimate view of my money. And it's really beneficial on a daily basis to know how much you're spending, how much you're budgeting for stuff, how much you're spending on stuff you don't need. And it really just makes you aware, and it takes the step away of having to manually remember what you buy or manually calculate numbers just to see what you're at the end of the month. So Copilot, I highly recommend it to anyone. It's the newest app I'm on, and it's a great app. So finally, it sounds like I just listed off a ton of apps, but it's more than that. It's more so how all these apps come together to live on my home screen of all of my devices, and they live to help me in my daily life to get from the point I wake up to the point I go to bed into the next day, and plans out weeks, months, and multiple months in advance. And that's really why I find these apps so productive to me. So those are the 5 apps that make up my productivity method. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that was probably not 5 minutes, but eventually we'll get there. And until the next video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below what your favorite app is or if you're trying any, and let's chat. And I'll see you guys in the next video.